Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today's video will be 2 rehousings, and both of those rehousings will be bioactive enclosures. So before we get on with that, I want to do a few shout outs. So shout out to Trench the Rookie, Mark the Spider Guy, the Mantis Garden, Trench Ramblings, Sean Spoods, and the Spider King. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch my channel, leaving comments and all that type of stuff. A big thank you to you guys. And if you don't know, if you're new and you like tarantula content, go over to these guys' channels because they do put up some really good stuff. And also, thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel so far. So that's a shout out done. Let's get on with today's video. Okay, so I hope the camera angle is good. So we're going to start off with the faciata, the purple earth tiger. So obviously, just taking out the old stuff. All these branches, I picked them up from the woods, what's near me, all safe to use, so it makes it a lot better for bioactive enclosures. So we're going to take the tarantula out. So she is obviously in here, behind our court park, so I'm just going to start off by gently removing the webbing. Now these tarantulas do web up quite a bit, so that is one of the cool things about this tarantula. And as you can see her at the bottom there. So yeah, this one has molted about a few weeks ago now. I did buy her as an adult female, and she ended up molting out. So yeah, I was a bit worried at first because I thought she was already max size. So when I saw the molt, I thought it might have been a mature male or something, but thankfully it wasn't, and she is definitely a confirmed female. But yeah, so she's about around 6 inches now, so I would say she's fully sized. So all I'm doing now is trying to move her onto the glass so I can put the catch cup over her. Now I have sped up the camera, the camera speed, so this don't be as long, else it would be like a 30-minute video. And there we go, catch cup is over her. Now just gently get the lid and then put it down so that she moves into the cricket box. I do like these cricket tubs. I think they do work out really well. So there she is, the faciata, the purple earth tiger. So now she's in the catch cup. Let's give this enclosure a clean and then redo it all. So while you watch me make the enclosure, I'll quickly talk about this tarantula. So these are an arboreal, so they do like to live up high. This is an old world, so these are much more quicker, and they have stronger venom compared to new world tarantulas. So you do have to be careful when you are dealing with these tarantulas. Females reach to about 6 inches, between 5 and 6 inches in size. These are from Southeast Asia, and I'll say these are medium growth rate. I do have a sling as well, so yeah, when I do a proper care and husbandry video on this tarantula, I will talk more about how quick these guys grow. But from the research I've looked at, these are apparently around a slow to medium growth rate. So these guys ain't the biggest tarantulas. So as I said before, these reach to about 6 inches. So a 20 by 20 by 30 centimeters tall enclosure is more than big enough to keep these guys in. This is the size that I'm using in this video. I've got the Exoterra Mini, which are 20 by 20 by 30, and this is more than big enough to keep her in for the rest of her life. These are also big enough for your poecilotheria species. Even a fully grown pokey will be more than happy to be in these enclosures. The temperature for these guys, anywhere between 70 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and the same for the humidity, anywhere between 70 and even 85% humidity. these guys do like a good humidity, so a bioactive enclosure is like a perfect setup for this tarantula. So yeah, that's the temperature and humidity. Also, this tarantula ain't one that comes out quite often. I never see mine, so hopefully this bioactive enclosure might make her come out a bit more. But you know, before doing this rehouse, I never seen her out. But now she has molted, maybe I will see her now. But you know, you never know. But these are known not to come out during the day, so they will prefer to stay out, you know, stay in their burrows or their court barks or whatever, and yeah, not be out so much in the open. So that's enough information about this tarantula for now. I will do a proper care and husbandry video in the future. So yeah, that's all the talking done. So I'm going to quickly talk about the enclosure, what I've put in there. So substrate, potting soil, and a little bit of cork bark. Obviously my live plant, I've put in the same piece of cork bark that she had in there before for her hide, and some sphagnum moss, and the piece of branch that she had in there before as well. I've also put in the cleanup crew, which is your springtails and stuff like that. They will help keep the enclosure clean, so you do need them if you're doing a bioactive enclosure. My only reason, if you don't put them in, then you will get your mold issues and stuff. So yeah, always have your cleanup crew. So that is the finishing product for this enclosure. I think it looks really cool. I think she will enjoy this enclosure. So let's get her in. And here she is, walking into her enclosure. So yeah, nice and gently, and she's in. Sorry about not getting a good close-up, but I have got a nice picture of her that I'll put up on screen now. There she is. Yeah, very nice looking tarantula. Definitely a must in the collection, in my opinion. Yeah, they do look very cool. So that's the Hattie done. Let's do the poecilotheria faciata. So I'm going to do the same thing for this tarantula. A little bit of information about the tarantula. Now, not too much detail because I have done a care and husbandry video for this pokey. So if you want to go and check that out, I'll leave a link down in the description. So I'll just be going over the important things pretty much. So starting off, this is an old world tarantula. These are highly venomous, so you do have to be very careful when you are rehousing these and stuff like that. These reach to about 7 to 8 inches, so this is one of the smaller pokies, but still looks very impressive. These are an arboreal again, so they do like to live up high and not on the ground. And these are from Sri Lanka, which is where they get the name from, the poecilotheria faciata. They're Sri Lanka ornamental. The growth rate for these guys are pretty quick, so they don't take long to grow, which makes them an ideal tarantula for experienced keepers. The temperament of these tarantulas, and this goes for all the pokies, they do get a bit of a bad reputation in the hobby just because of their speed, defensiveness, and obviously highly venomous as well. So yeah, but if you do know what you're doing, then you should be fine when you're rehousing them and stuff like that. But just treat them as if you would with any tarantula, pretty much. Temperature and humidity, the same as the Hattie, anywhere between 70 and 80 for the temperature and 70 and 80% for the humidity. These guys also do like a good humidity as well. So again, bioactive enclosure is a good choice for this tarantula. So enclosures are the same thing as what I said about the Hattie. A 20 by 20 by 30 is more than big enough to keep a pokey in. They don't need a lot of space. They'll be more than happy to be behind their cork bark, pretty much. And the last bit is I do see these guys out quite often. My poecilotheria Miranda is always out pretty much. My Metallica, juveniles, all of them pretty much are out. And the Sri Lanka, which is what we're rehousing today, I often see her out as well. So yeah, these do come out more than what my Hattie does, which I do see a lot of that pokies don't really come out, but mine do. So yeah, mine's out quite often. So I think that's all the information about this tarantula. So again, I'll talk about what's in the enclosure. So it's the same substrate as before, pot and soil and a bit of cocoa fibre. The cleanup crew, which help clean up any mould or any stuff like that. A nice branch that I picked up from the woods. Obviously the live plant, this is the same plant as the other one, just because they were the best ones there at the time. So I picked them up. Yeah, so the live plant and the same piece of gold bark as what she had before. Yeah, I think I do like this enclosure a lot more than the Hattie. Yeah, very cool enclosure. Obviously, as you can see, I'm gluing on the water dish at the top, so she can have a drink if she wants to. So here we go. Let's get her in her new enclosure. And there she is. Very quick. Successful rehouse. And now we can have a nice, good close-up of this tarantula. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I do recommend these tarantulas once you get the experience. Definitely a must-have in the collection. So there we have it. That was the rehousing for the Hattie and the poecilotheria Sri Lanka. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Carl's Tarantulas. This is where I do unboxing, rehousings, tarantula feedings, cow and husbandry, all that type of stuff. So if you like any tarantula content, then consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. I do just want your honest opinions. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you think, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.